Now, here's an interesting story. It's a young man who was traveling around. He went on vacation somewhere in the third world, and he got excited about rainforests, how important they are in our society. So it's one young man comes back to the States and says, how can I help the rainforest? I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of this. But what he did, he found out a way to do it by getting one, free cell phones, and two, free money on the internet. And it's great. What he does now is to save the rainforest. Most of the trees are being by poachers. People come in and it's illegal to cut down trees in these places. And so what he does is get people to donate cell phones. You could donate your old cell phones or everything. And then they go with the solar panels, bang them on top of the trees so they can hear somebody with a buzzsaw, cutting the forest down or whatever. And then that notifies the gendarmes, the local authorities who are supposed to enforce these laws, and they come out and stop them. And then you, and actually anybody now, could go to his website and listen to the rainforest right now. You hear orangutans and stuff like that right on his site through this cell phones. I mean, it's a cool idea. And he started this with next to no money. And another thing too is that he also got a big celebrity to endorse it. He didn't know the guy. He doesn't know a lot of people or whatever to get that. He just hustled to find out how to contact his agent or whatever. And Neil Young, the famous singer, endorsed him, and it's part of his little video on his website to encourage people to donate. And he went on. He's got $100,000 or more, $170,000 on the internet for his nonprofit. So you don't have to go on begging him and filling out grant applications from foundations and stuff like that or government. No, you can go on and raise nonprofit money on the internet, and this is what he did, and doing something he loved. And this is like 2 or 3 guys doing this. That's it. That's all they are. So anybody could make a big change in life by using the tools. Can you imagine? Listening on, having an app on your cell phone that you could listen to the rainforest or hear them sawing down a tree that they're not supposed to do, and then you could listen to the cops coming and getting these poachers and things like that. It's just cool stuff what technology is doing. So watch this interview. Well, Topher White, man, and actually your rainforest connection, but the website is easier than spelling all those words, rfcx.org, right?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
and you are the person in the world really saving the rainforest, aren't you?
Hey, we're actually involved with those who are doing the hard work on the ground,
Yeah,
right?
but
The ones who are actually
it's really,
facing
you
down.
invented this technology and this idea, to really use cell phones in the forest all over the world. You're planning to do, right?
Yeah,
So that people, when anybody goes out and starts their chainsaw to get rid of these valuable forests, man, you got the cops on them, right? So you're a fire alarm.
In some cases, the cops. I mean, that's what's great. It's such a simple idea. There is cell phone service way out in the middle of the forest, which is one of these crazy surprises that we didn't know about, right? And in fact, there's hundreds of millions of old cell phones that are being thrown away every year. So we got those coming in as donations. And in fact, the biggest issue is just you got to get them out to the forest and put them up. So once they're out there, they can listen to all the sounds of the forest. They can hear, like you said, chainsaws up to a kilometer away. They can hear trucks. They can hear gunshots. They can hear animals who are in a pain or in a trap. And then they can send alerts to, it's not even just law enforcement, but we're finding are our best partners are the ones who just live there, the local people, the indigenous people, the natives in the Amazon. Those are the ones who are the most motivated to go and show up. So it's not just about calling the cops on people. It's actually just about creating this transparent, real-time data on deforestation, because there's so many people who would actually show up to stop it.
Wow. And you started a nonprofit organization to do this. Yeah. And you went on Kickstarter, crowdfunding site, and got almost $170,000 to expand this thing. Man, so a little nonprofit, all of a sudden, within a month, you get $170,000. Now, how the hell did you do that?
Well, I mean, it all comes down to, I think, we were trying to do something that involved people out there. We weren't just trying to say, hey, save the rainforest. Frankly, I think my generation is pretty bored of hearing about saving the rainforest. We've been hearing the same. And I sort of feel this way.
Earth Day since you were in kindergarten.
Hearing the same message for 20 years, and it hasn't changed. And yet the entire world has changed. So what we're saying is, look, this isn't just about cause and hearing the same old stats about how the rainforest is disappearing. This is about a solution that you can put up in the trees. And just as much as that, this is about a solution that you can visualize. And this is something that you can take part in. So what's amazing, what we're doing is that we're not trying to make it like a cause for saving the rainforest. We're saying, look, we have a product that we're putting up in the rainforest. If you can help us get us off the ground, then you can participate in this by actually getting the data, getting the live streaming sounds from the rainforest, getting a whole new adoption tier that allows you to actually see what's happening in the forest. I mean, we're trying to come up with new and compelling ways of getting young people and really just a technological generation to connect with the idea of saving the rainforest so they can see that it's really dramatic and it's happening right now.
So I could get a nap, like on my phone, and I press the button. I'm here in the rainforest right now.
Exactly.
And if I hear the buzzsaw, I could call somebody.
Exactly. Well, it's not even stuck. Yeah, it's like we'll call you and say, "Hey, there's a buzzsaw in the forest. Do you want to hear the guys show up and stop them?"
I see. Oh, wow.
Or we'll say, look, you have an interest in orangutans. Well, we just detected an orangutan in this area for the first time. You can listen in live right now.
I see. Wow.
I mean, I think that one of the things that really, as nonprofits, as cause-based things, there's so much focus on like framing the problem and trying to tug at heartstrings. That's incredibly important for very obvious reasons. But I think that one of the things that really gave us our success was focusing much more on the ways in which we can make this fun and interesting for people, and that they can see that this is really dramatic. So basically what's happening in the rainforest, people are so sick of seeing stats. They're so sick of saying this many football fields have been gone or been destroyed over the past month. Frankly, I just think that messaging is over. In our case, we're saying, look, this is happening right now, and this has become a spectator sport. You can listen in and you can actually get it. And this is something that I think is really going to help people realize that this is not just some abstract idea out in the middle of nowhere. This is something that they can really be a part of.
So you're not more than quantifying, the situation. You're making it real for everybody. You have an app, and you're using capitalism really to help finance, changing this, problem we have, and how people can participate more than just putting money in the, pot, right?
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope that I don't feel that this idea of donation to our cause is a long-term strategy for us. I think what we are trying to do is find a way to get people to want to pay for saving the rainforest by getting something in return, an actual product that they can connect with. Because as with so many of the causes and so many nonprofits out there, everybody's been hearing about saving the rainforest forever. They're just waiting, and they're looking for a new way to do it that matches with their normal, lives. And
well, now Topher has to do it. Why does this young man in San Francisco have to change the world? Actually, what you're really doing, you're changing the world on how to raise money on the marketing of a nonprofit. And that to me is what you're really doing. I mean, whether you change, to solve the global warming or not is something else. But really, you're
certainly is.
You're changing how a nonprofit can grow and be more effective by using capitalism.
I certainly hope that we'll be able to show this as a success story. In our case, we're just a really small team. When we were launching on Kickstarter, there were really only two or three of us who even had the potential to work on it full time. We had a fantastic volunteer base around the world who were so excited to get involved, because a Kickstarter is an exciting thing. People want to be involved in these sort of high stakes activities, especially when they start seeing the publicity takes off. Especially when they start seeing that people start talking about it. And there's
you got Neil Young to give you a testimonial, like in your infomercial. I'm Neil Young.
This is what's amazing, is that he spent his whole life campaigning against his recent life campaigning against climate change and indigenous rights. He basically wants to help Indians preserve their land, and he wants to fight climate change. But the way he's always been doing that was by fighting Keystone XL and other sort of basically fossil fuel-based things. But what's amazing is that when we started this, we were just trying to save areas of forest. We didn't realize the impact that saving one small area of forest has on climate change. If you can just protect 3 square kilometers, it's equivalent to taking 3,000 cars off the road. And so all we had to do was basically go to Neil and say, look, this fits into everything that's important to you. You want to stop climate change. You want to help protect indigenous rights. Is this something that you're willing to spare, 5-10 minutes of your time for a video on? And he said, absolutely. This is important. I'll take the time to do it. And then beyond that, he just really helped us out through sort of messaging the backers.
That's
he's a real
terrific.
inspiration. I love that
So
guy.
you just have to ask. I mean, he wasn't a relative of yours or something like that. You
No,
just,
no, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to get to these people. And again,
yeah,
we were hoping to get to more, but you gotta start by asking and ask as
absolutely.
many people as you can, because it's all about how your idea fits into what they're already trying to work
Absolutely.
on.
And
And
you
people are,
ask enough people, something's going to happen. So you
yeah,
just
and
can't sit and
you
do
don't need
nothing.
celebrities, you don't need
Yeah.
all that. It's really just about finding a way that people are actually buying a product from you.
Wonderful. So
In our
to
case,
find
they're
that, and
buying.
actually, what's the neatest thing about your site? You could go to your site and really listen to the rainforest right now, right? You have a
Well, you can
sample.
certainly go there.
You have a
Yeah,
sample of that, right? What it looks
yeah.
like on your app. Great. So
Yeah, we do have an option for you to sort of listen in and see how sort of
how
a little bit thing, but the Rainforest is a really noisy, beautiful, and amazing place. It's
exactly.
it's not that great when you're there. It's sort of a difficult place to be. But if you just listen to the sound, it's actually really quite beautiful.
Well, if
And
you don't want to go to the rainforest, you go to rfcx.org and you listen to it and see
that's
how
right.
you can get this app and help
That's
you
right.
guys do this.
And
Well, thank you.
that's yeah,
Go ahead.
that's
What
what
you
it
have
comes down
something?
to.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much,
Hey,
and it's good to have you in the world here, trying to do your little part and really educate the nonprofits about how they can use capitalism too to do the things that they want to do. Right.
absolutely. And please, anyone who has questions about what we did, please let us know. If you have more ideas, please let us know. We're here to try and get to know everyone that we can, because we don't have all the answers for sure, and we bet that you might.
But you got questions, right?
We got a lot of questions. And if you have questions for us, please do want to know everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Talbot. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. Thanks to you, Matthew.